All right, this is going to be an interesting video because I'm not exactly sure who I want the Knicks to sign for their final roster spot. Personally, I think they should cut Matt Ryan and bring in two potential veterans, right? For example, like TJ Warren, maybe PJ Tucker. At the same time, though, why would you bring in two forwards, wings? You probably want to bring in a big for depth size, especially with, of course, Ariel Hukporti out for the next probably like 4 to 6 weeks. So Moses Brown, he's not eligible to sign another 10-day contract with the Mavs because of financial restrictions. You look up Moses Brown. I was going to make a video, guys, about Moses Brown, but he ended up being signed by the Mavs literally like an hour after I made the video, so I didn't post it because it's like to that point it would have been like fake news. But yeah, the Knicks have considered. This is from Ian Begley, that the Knicks are totally interested in bringing Moses Brown back. I mean, he was in their G League, and they've got the money now. I mean, literally, as soon as that 10-day ends, the Knicks can bring in Moses Brown. So you look up Moses Brown. I mean, stats, of course. I mean, he's been going off. So March 1st, yesterday, he had 18 points and 9 rebounds in 22 minutes. He was 8 of 9 from the field. February 27th, 20 points and 11 rebounds. Also had 3 steals and 2 blocks. Now, my thing for Brown is he's very slow. He doesn't move as quickly as I'd like. Like Mitchell Robinson's a 7-footer and moves very, very well, especially his first game back after surgery. I mean, Mitch looked great against the Grizzlies, so he doesn't have that type of mobility, but it's just size and depth. I mean, Mitchell Robinson and Moses Brown, Ariel Hukporti looming, it doesn't get any better than that, the center position. Like the Mavs are the one team that can even remotely compete with that, of course, with AD being healthy, obviously, and they've got Gafford and they've got Lively and those boys. So center position would be perfect if they bring in Moses Brown. Also, my other thing, though, is you look at the Knicks depth chart. We don't have any depth at wing. We've got Hart, OG, Mikal Bridges. That's basically it. Not to discredit Landry Shamet, who's shooting, word in my notes, 44.5% from three, 44.4%, sorry, from three in his last 13 games. So Shamet's starting to get going. His defense has been picking up. So they do have him. Pacome Didate's a guy that I'd like to see get more minutes, but it's just not going to happen. Precious Achiuwa, do you consider him a center? He's like a 4, so I guess you throw him in there. But there's just not much. I mean, the Knicks literally, another stat that's pretty crazy, 30th in bench scoring coming into the Memphis game, and then the bench ended up going off. Honestly, the best bench performance of the season without question. Precious, by the way, played 4 minutes. So is Precious really a part of this rotation at full strength? That's going to be the thing, because clearly Tibbs likes to go with Mitch, who outmitted him in his first game back on a heavy minute restriction. But yeah, McBride 17, Mitch had 6, Cam had 3, not to mention the 3 assists. Shamet had 5 points, knocked down his a 3-ball and his other shot as well from the floor. So the bench stepped up, but there definitely needs to be more there. And that's why it feels like PJ Tucker would essentially be a waste of a roster spot, because yes, he brings championship experience. He's a dog. I love PJ Tucker. I live in Houston, and his best days were obviously with the Rockets. But the Knicks they don't really need that right now. I mean, they've got veterans in this locker room that I trust. They just need more production on the bench, like on the outside, if you want to say that too, because we saw last season the Knicks started to get decimated with injuries, and Alec Burks stepped up, but it was never realistic for the Knicks to beat the Pacers in that 7th game, right? So you bring in TJ Warren, you bring in Moses Brown, you have depth, but you have guys that also can step in and play, and they can help keep the minutes down from the starting players. So, PJ Tucker, I love PJ Tucker. It's just, I don't think the Knicks should bring him in. Originally, when I first started making my video on the final roster spot, I said, yes, bring in PJ Tucker. But then I'm thinking, how can I complain about the bench and then say to bring in PJ Tucker? He's not going to be able to give the Knicks anything. He wouldn't even play. So, yeah, if in terms of just one spot, I would personally give it to TJ Warren, because you're gambling on Mitchell Robinson staying healthy. But at the same time, if it's one, I'd rather have a wing, because it's just more versatility. Moses Brown can only play one position, whereas TJ Warren could play multiple, right? I do think, though, the Knicks should cut Matt Ryan. I hate to say that, too, because he's on the team. He's a Knick, right? You cut him, he's losing his job. But Matt Ryan is Matt Ryan even still on the team? I don't even see him listed on the Knicks. Matt Ryan, Knicks. Oh, he's not. An hour ago, the Knicks waived Matt Ryan and Jacob Toppin. So I'm not tripping. A move is coming. Wow. A move is coming. What does this report say? Yeah, Moses Brown. He's currently on a 10-day contract with the Mavericks, but the team is hard capped at the first apron, preventing them from immediately signing him to a 10-day contract. Another one, the Knicks are hard capped at the second apron and have enough cap space to add a player on a vets minimum deal. TJ Warren, Chuma Okeke, yeah, which we went over at the beginning of this video. That's huge. Jacob Toppin just he's okay. Like there's nothing special about the guy. Matt Ryan. The thing I liked about Matt Ryan was he just gave a lot of energy off of the bench, cheering for everyone else. But again, like if you're not going to play, if you're not going to contribute, why are you on the roster? 1 through 15 should be guys that can step in and play and help you win game. Matt Ryan just was never able to do that. Even though, yeah, more shooting's great, but like the Knicks don't need shooting. Like the Knicks do not need 3-point shooting right now. They need scoring, but not 3-point scoring. Just guys that can put the ball on the deck, score, facilitate, play a little bit of defense. Uh, Helping with rebounds would be great too. So I'm not exactly. I'm assuming that now the Knicks have 2 roster spots. Jacob Toppin wasn't on a roster spot. Matt Ryan was, so that changes everything. So it's gonna seem like clickbait because I literally halfway through this video ended up finding out that, like I said, the Knicks play it in 55 minutes. So, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, to be honest, I think the Knicks should bring in TJ Warren. I think they should bring in Moses Brown. Chuma Kiki, honestly, bringing both of them, just 2 wings. I mean, that's pretty scary. That's a lot of depth, a lot of versatility. I don't think the Knicks need to do that though. I'd rather just have Moses Brown. Let's say Mitch gets injured, he's out for the season. Okay, Cat Porty and Moses Brown. That gives the Knicks at least a chance. If Mitch stays healthy, all of a sudden, I mean, the Knicks could go really, really deep, and they'll be able to rest their starters very, very well. In terms of the rest of the season, the Knicks have a hard schedule. I'm not saying statistically, just from my eye test right now. I mean, Miami, Golden State, Los Angeles Lakers, Los Angeles Clippers, Sacramento, Portland's playing very well right now. They're beating the Cavs by double digits at the time of me recording this at halftime. Golden State, Miami, San Antonio, Charlotte. So San Antonio, Charlotte, Washington. I mean, San Antonio is not going to be an easy game, but like they're not that great. So, and then after that, though, Dallas, like Clippers, Bucks, Portland, who again is going to be tough. So, yeah, the Knicks they can't really be messing around, and they've got to find a way to win these games. But they also don't want to wear out their starters too, because I'm going to be completely frustrated if the Knicks go into the playoffs, struggle in the first round, get out of it, which I think they will, and then they just get completely blown out in like 5 games, or they're not going to get swept, but let's just say they lose in 5 games to like, I don't know, the Celtics, and they look tired and they just don't have the energy. Like you look at the Celtics, they've got a deep rotation. Their guys very like never look tired. And they just steamrolled the not only the East, but this the whole entire NBA, the West, the Mavs too. Like literally the hardest round of the Celtics playoffs, according to them, was the Pacers. So, and they won that in 4 games. So, yeah, the Knicks definitely should bring in. I would say again, not to sound like a broken record, but I said like 5 times already. But I would go with Moses Brown and I go with TJ Warren. Moses Brown again gives you double potential. If someone gets injured, Mitch, Cat, Moses Brown can step in and produce, and then TJ Warren's a guy that not only if called upon can deliver, but he should be a consistent part of the rotation. Like the only reason TJ Warren didn't start the year with the Knicks, which they wanted him to, was just for financial reasons. The Knicks don't have money, but now they again are eligible to sign him to a vets minimum, which TJ Warren certainly is going to accept. Go to the league, help compete for one of the best teams in the league. And yeah, things are looking good for the Knicks. So guys, I'm about to sign out. Knicks Daily, subscribe, drop a like, share it with your buddies.